XRP, XLM, or Bitcoin for the rest of 2023 and going into 24? You tell me. Gold, all-time highs in 2024? It's possible. We'll talk about gold. Nvidia, AI, pumps and dumps. Told you, is Nvidia starting to retrace? And with Nvidia retracing, with gold looking to seek new highs, what about XRP, XLM, and Bitcoin? Starting it off with your comments, the viewer matters most. Before says, what auction sites do you visit, Klaus? I visit all my local ones. See, I don't want to do auctions online because then you have to worry about shipping and you're competing against everyone. I pick local stuff. I save on shipping. I see what the local market can tolerate. But thank you for asking. Morning, Klaus. You sure have a striking resemblance to Brad. This from Mark Sintic. Well, thank you very much. Brad's a pretty good-looking gentleman. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Jeremy Touche is in too kind, sir. Jeremy helping out the channel, dropping a donation. Love the energy, Klaus. It's contagious. That's right. Some good weeks coming up. Yeah, I know we got some bad news, but we also have some good things coming out of it. And that's kind of the nice thing with bad news is through bad, good things happen, right? What's the saying? For every door that closes, one opens. Bitcoin sitting at 29,867. ETH 1630. It's still seriously no love for ETH. ETH just isn't pumping worth the hell. XRP we're going to talk about quite a bit here at 51.9, along with XLM under 11 cents at 10.9. Now, let's take a quick look at HBAR. Nothing too hot. 4.9. What about XDC? Even worse. 4.5. Down almost 3%. No love for XDC lately. Hard landing for the economy. U.S. equity markets slumped on a turbulent week. We're talking about flow of money. So if equities, if stocks, if securities are losing ground, that money's going to flow somewhere, isn't it? Following 2 weeks of modest gains, the S&P 500 slumped 2.4% this week, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ 100 dipped nearly 3%. The 10 yield surged to its highest since '02. Holy crap, going to start paying some big attention to that. Surging benchmark interest rates added renewed pressure to yield-sensitive segments of the market. Talking about housing. Housing data, existing home sales slid 15.4%. Do you know why those sales slid? Because there's no inventory, but the prices really aren't sliding. That's the big problem. Manufactured equity lifestyle was an upside standout in the initial sales of REIT earnings reports. Showing residential rent growth. Got it right here. I told you, you're not going to see a housing bubble. There's just not enough inventory and there's still a lot of cash out there. Will gold print new all-time highs in 2024? Now, gold, safe haven asset. Don't worry, we're going to talk about crypto here. I got your bags. Safe haven asset. Why is safe haven going to be a play? We're going to be looking at slow economic growth times. During slow economic growth times, growth companies, tech companies, companies that look to increase market share, that's going to be kind of tough. Those conditions aren't conducive while interest rates are super high. When interest rates are super high, it costs a lot more money to develop and to expand. If you need a loan because you want to create a new production line to up your production by 30%, that loan's costing you a ton more now than it did a few years ago, even a few months ago. 18 months ago. It's like double the price since about 18 months ago. Since Jerome Powell came with his 75, 75, 75, thrice, 75 basis point hits. So gold. Here's the problem with gold, though. Near term, check it out. I'm not even talking near term. Got the chart up here for last 10 years? Over the last 3, though, gold has had trouble holding over 2,000. I personally, and I'm just disclosing this because I believe it's honest and fair to you to tell you what I do. I have been playing gold at that 2,000 mark time and time again. Anytime gold derivatives start pivoting from 2,000, I start dumping because it hasn't held. And the reason it hasn't held is because gold at 2,000 is like a really crazy number, kind of like oil at 130, 140, right? It happens, but it doesn't stay there long. And the market's not used to that, right? The market's not able to digest that because there's still more assets out there that you can use as safe haven. So can gold hit new all-time highs? It's possible, but again, will it hold? 10-year chart here. 10-year chart on gold shows 3 main attempts to breach 2,000. We're in one right now. Will it hold? I don't know. It hasn't recently. And honestly, with inflation going as crazy as it was, you would have thought gold would have had its best chance to hold above 2,000 during those high inflationary times as people using it as a hedge, but proved not to have enough oomph. A grim week for Nvidia and Tesla, but Netflix triumphs. Weekly tech roundup, that's right, pumps and dumps. Now, we talked about AI. We talked about since the beginning of the year, crypto has been up. Going to talk here crypto very soon, but we've talked tech a lot on this channel too. We talked about Nvidia, and we always talk about pumps and dumps. Now, huge jump right here. This jump right here is when they started talking about, big earnings action. Right here, this jump, right here, do you see how there's like a jump in the chart? Earnings action talking about AI right there, that gap. Then another one when they got, another quarter in a row of great juicy earnings action with AI. But again, how long can that last? How long can you ride the hot pony? So just as we looked at gold thrice in recent history having trouble breaching 2,000 and holding, look at Nvidia's near-term run. Thrice, right? Breaching that 450 mark, but again, not able to hold it. A lot of times settling under. Main move above 500. So have we seen the Nvidia steam runs out? Nvidia steam runs out, then you're going to have a whole bunch of players in the market like, we're either going to short the shit out of it. Well, it's not such a bad idea. I'm not telling you what to do, but maybe something this guy might do. Maybe short it? I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's too late for the short. I think I would have been a better short player up in the 450 mark. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to touch this one. But if I was, that's what I would do. But if you have a whole bunch of people now that aren't going to be in the buy part of it, then that money's going to want to go elsewhere. See, people always need to make money. Funds always need to make money. Traders always need to trade, right? Degen gamblers always need to degen gamble. Degen crypto fans always need your degen crypto. We're all loving of all kinds here. So if the Nvidia thing is kind of popping, that money's going to rotate elsewhere. Now we start talking about crypto. XRP. Okay, gotcha. Better look at it. Let's look at this. This is the comparison of Bitcoin in red, XRP in baby blue, and XLM in purple. What's very interesting about this chart, and I've got it for the 6-month time period. What's very interesting is that you've got the Taurus pump. Obviously, Bitcoin is not going to participate in a Taurus pump. Why? Because Bitcoin is a commodity. The Taurus pump was for securities, secondary action, right? Secondary market. So, makes sense that XLM and XRP pump, but now look what happens. During that 6-month time, yes, Bitcoin lost out, but look, XRP and XLM have almost retraced all the way back to where Bitcoin levels are. XLM up 14% in the time period, XRP right at about 8%, Bitcoin at 7%. So again, they came close, right? That separation went away after time. So just as we see gold struggling to hold on to big levels, and the big levels for gold above 2,000, something to pay attention to, safe haven assets. Even if you don't like gold and you don't want to buy it or partake, just at least watch it, because gold is a massive market. Gold swallows crypto up like you'd never believe. You think the crypto market is big, the gold market it's a monster. Gold market elephant, crypto market like an ant or a flea. Like that, it's that crazy. But you see that these pumps and the alts just don't last, and Bitcoin just kind of didn't do anything, grinding on up. XRP, we see that the pumps don't last. We see we're back under Torres action. Pretty much same thing with XLM, we're right around the Torres action. XLM doing just a little bit better. But if we have a break in Nvidia, and if the gold rally, right, is going to start receding after it hits that 2,000 again, which a lot of people are thinking, does that allow us into 2024 to start rotating back into cryptos? And so to get back to the beginning of the video where I told you I was excited, the reason I'm excited is because we're starting to see some patterns. These patterns are good because, yes, maybe we're digesting more and more the ripples of the Rona time. Jerome Powell came out on the mic during the last meeting and said that for several more years, we're going to be dealing with ripple effects during the pandemic. That we're still going to have some supply squeezes. We're still going to have some inflation pop-ups. Now, that also tells me that the world is still rotating. Funds are still moving. And the more we get those moves, the more opportunities there are for people out there that like to play the trades and hit it. For people looking to get out of a position that they got in that now they're a little deep, you're sitting there going, well, whoa. Maybe the markets are swinging. Maybe some things that have been left for dead for a little bit are going to start getting some play in 2024. See, banks aren't going to be the play, and this is just my opinion. Banks aren't going to be the play because their sales are going to go down. Their revenue is going to go down because they're not writing as many loans. Why? Because the interest rates are so freakishly high. People have already backed off on used car loans. If we get a bunch of defaults with credit cards, we get a bunch of defaults with home loans, auto loans, personal loans, banks' income statements are going to take, again, a fall. So I don't see banks as being the ones that can do it. Now, we get some Middle East conflict action that just keeps on going. That can make the oil boom. But again, the oil booms just don't last. That's just another very careful one. If you choose to play it, you got to be careful. It doesn't hold. So if the oil rotation, right, doesn't last because the Middle East conflict doesn't escalate, right? If it doesn't escalate, you won't see prices go up. All right? Especially with global like production going down of everything, like global construction, global travel, that means global oil usage is down. So if global oil usage is down and that doesn't run, then again, we start looking at, hey, maybe crypto can get that action into 2024. Would it be a big pump without regs? No, I think with regs is what would get you to the bigger pump. I think you would need a lot more of this ancillary stuff to happen to really get things to move, right? Monetary conditions would have to ease up, which we know that's not going to happen for a while. But to start getting some pumps for people to kind of helpfully rotate out of positions, maybe even position better, we might be able to rely on that volatility late this year, early into 2024 to get into those positions or to get out of those positions. I am excited because I'm starting to see some patterns emerge and I'm starting to see more change happen that makes logical sense. Things aren't as crazy anymore because there's not as much printed money floating around the global economy. Let me know what your thoughts are down below as we went down another deep dive session on global macros, cryptos, and safe haven assets. Nvidia, pump and dump. Gold, thrice, right? Big play recent history into 2000 but hasn't held. Will it hold now? Will that money move into crypto? Gonna have to wait and see, but I'm glad you watched this video and I'm glad you're part of this journey. Thank you very much, everyone. Recovery drink, cool cats. Have a great rest of your day.